Well, now to the issues relating to the All Progressives Congress APC in same Osun State. The past days have seen rancor, some heated debate, and perhaps some controversies that have been generated within the camps of the Governor Oyetola and that of the former Governor and the Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola. The Minister, Ralph Aregbesola, has thrown his weight behind a former Secretary to the Osun State Government, Mr. Moshood Adeoti, and in some of the videos which have now gone viral, Mr. Aregbesola is seen speaking about the stance of the APC leader Bola Tinubu on a situation relating to the refusal of the leader of the APC, former governor of Lagos State, and how he's refused, or the party in the state refused Governor Akinwumi Ambode then her second time in office, and how that could also replicate in Osun State. Well, things have gone violent. We've seen attack on the campaign office of Mr. Ralph Aregbesola, and several reactions have now trailed that statement he made and creating more controversies. Tonight, let's get some perspective into these, everyone. I'm being joined tonight here by the special advisor to the Minister of Interior, Mr. Bola Ilori. Is here in Abuja today. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
You're welcome.
And from Oshogbo virtually is Senator Basiru Ajibola, who is obviously a supporter of Governor Oyetola. Thank you so much, Senator, for coming on tonight. Perhaps I should begin with you, Mr. Ilori. Okay, the Senator is here. I'll allow the Senator to respond, but let me begin with you. Things have gone violent. How has things degenerated between the governor and the minister so badly that around your house, that building, was it on Ogbogon Road?
On Ogbogon Road,
and we've seen some sporadic attacks, and, you know, why or how are things degenerated this bad?
Well, it remains surprising to everybody because we had the opportunity of ruling that state for 8 years and there was no issue of violence. What we have now, we used to have something not as huge, as bad as this when PDP was in government then. And it's on record that throughout the tenure of PDP that we were even fighting, they only fired one shot at Oromia House. And the perforation of the glass there still remains there standing. Just one shot, after which they never tried it. Throughout our campaign for taking over the state, our 8 years, PDP never got...
That's when Ralph Aregbesola was governor.
Became the governor. You know, we contested against Oyetola. And throughout those periods that we were even complaining about PDP, it was once they shot at Oromia House. But now it has become something like a routine. If you go there now, the entire glass had been washed down with bullets, sprays of bullets, and even the transformer, you will see bullets.
And this, I mean,
APC
who are the people
versus APC
in Osun State?
It's APC versus APC. The camp of the incumbent governor and the camp of the against the camp of the former governor. That's what is happening, and it's so surprising that things could degenerate, knowing fully well that these are people who served 8 years together in the same cabinet.
The present governor was the chief of staff for 8 years to former Governor Aregbesola.
I and Senator Bashir were two-time cabinet members in that same government. So it's strange for people to see how events could degenerate to this point that it's about 2 or 3 times they've gone to shoot at people holding meetings there or just spray the place with bullets. And the last one was what happened the day before yesterday. The day the minister declared his preference for the former SSG to say that is his own choice. And of course, in democracy, people are free to have different choices.
But was Governor Oyetola his choice at the time, or it was imposed on him?
As of the time he contested?
Yes.
Let me say that, yes, it was the choice of the party because the party had primaries.
But it wasn't the choice of the minister?
The minister apparently had no other choice because he's the leader of our leader. Ashwaju has a preference.
For Governor Oyetola?
Sure.
So if the minister had any other alternative, I mean, had option, he would probably would not have picked Governor Oyetola?
That never even occurred. For him to have expressed preference for another person, that did not occur.
So you respected the stance of your leader, Bola Tinubu?
Anybody in Nigeria knows that between Asiwaju and Aregbe, you can't go in between them and be investigating what.
So what has happened is it looks so much like in the local parlance, they will say it looks so much like a truck has gone in between both of them.
Let me say that both of them, both Aregbesola and Asiwaju are my benefactors. So sitting here, I will not be capable to begin to analyze what is happening or what is not happening, because Asiwaju is my benefactor, my leader, in fact, our supreme leader. Aregbe is my leader and my benefactor. So the two of them, as far as we are concerned,
me, I'm concerned. We'll look at the issues.
Let me put this on record, which is also, because whatever we are saying is also for record. Let me say that whatever is happening between them is left for leader of Yorubaris and Nigeria as a whole to not allow anything become a conflagration before people would step in and make sure that there are no issues as you are trying to insinuate. So any talk there is beyond me to comment upon, but it doesn't all go well for anybody.
Let me allow Senator Bashiru Ajibola to weigh in on this one. What has happened? You are a supporter of Governor Oyetola, obviously not in support of the stance of the former governor and the Minister of Interior about his support for Mr. Adeoti. What is happening? The allegations are that the violence is coming from your side. How true is that?
I'm a legal practitioner by training, and you know that I've also served as Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice under our leader, Aregbesola. I'm not a frivolous person, and I will not engage in frivolous argumentation with anybody, no matter I please, not even with Bola Ilori. The issue of shooting of guns, vandalization of properties are criminal acts, and there are established procedures. There are established institutions to investigate and take people who are culpable. As I'm speaking now, I have not seen any report on any investigation that show the incident he alleged occurred, and by those allegations were perpetrated. So to me, they are mere political speculation on his part. As a respectable member of this legal profession and as a senator of Federal Republic, I leave it to law enforcement agents to conduct the investigation, and anybody found to be culpable of carrying out activity inimical to peace and tranquility of our state will be dealt with. I think that is about the issue. So I will not go to engage in speculation as to what happened and what did not happen. And I challenge anybody that has reports of credible investigation from any law enforcement agent that give, the cause or what he alleged, whether they occur, by whom those acts, if they occur, had occurred. So I will stay at that. Then on the question of alleged factionalization of the party, I'm also a legal practitioner, and in my own right, I'm a leader of the party as elected senator of, perhaps the largest constituency in Osun. As of today, the recognized leadership of our party is Prince Gboyega Famodun, and there has been given letter, a certificate of return by the leadership of our party. I'm aware that a splinter group went to court, federal court, to challenge and adversely, I want to say, the World Congress. And that case has been thrown out on the ground of lack of jurisdiction, lack of course of action, and nebulous representation. Another case instituted challenging the World Congress at Ikere High Court was also thrown out on the account of lack of diligent prosecution. So as I speak today, there is no pending action against the leadership of the party in the state. And I want to put on the record too, Justice talk about record. There is no case or any petition challenging the World Congress conducted in Osun. There is also no case or petition challenging the State Congress conducted in Osun. To all intent of purposes, if anybody parades himself as factional chairman of the party at the local government, at the ward, at state level, the person is just a comedian at the best because it's not known to law, to the party hierarchy. And I also want to say that our leader, Ogbeni Aregbesola, is free to pitch his tent with any aspirant that is so desire in the next election. For me, Ajibola Bashiru, and the leadership of my party in my constituency in Osogbo, we had a stakeholder meeting today, and I have pictures to show. Our preference is to support Ogbeni Isiaka Boyega Oyetola to continue in office beyond 2022, November. And this is because we are convinced of his sterling contribution to the development of our state. And we believe he has fostered an atmosphere of development and progress to our state. So the question of atmosphere of siege or whatever anybody wants to say may be in the figment of imagination of anybody, not grounded in law, not grounded in the finding of law enforcement agency. Talk is very cheap, but as a serious-minded person, I will not engage anybody in the matter of what is not grounded in evidence, what is not grounded in law, and what is the figment of imagination of anybody, no matter how highly placed.
All right. So let me come back to Mr. Bolailori. Why is the minister not supporting the governor? Because convention-wise, a sitting governor is usually, not only in Nigeria, globally, given a chance of first refusal.
I don't know where you are copying that from. All the democracy I know is at the end of each, at 4 years, the seat is thrown open for people to challenge. And if you make it, you are cool.
It's a convention. It's
Let
not
me
basically law.
Let me give you.
But I'm saying that it's a chance of first refusal. Doesn't mean that nobody can contest.
Talking
but
about
a chance of first refusal. So what is the reason why the minister is not supporting Governor Oyetola, in whom he helped to become governor?
Talking about legality.
Yeah.
There's no legality in what you are saying.
I'm not. I said it is not legal. I said it is a convention.
Okay.
So it is not. I didn't say it was legal. I said it's a convention, and it's a global convention in politics.
Let me answer you. We have our own tradition and culture to follow. Ashwaju is the leader of our line. You know, in political party, you have line, and we learn from example. Because Trotsky said where the tradition is missing, a striking example becomes essential. A striking example is Lagos. When Ambode, at the end of his first tenure, people felt he was not doing well to the party. The party decided they were going to do away with him, and it was done. So there's nothing strange about...
Is the case the same now?
It's the same. It's the same. Very simple matter.
So the party is Ralph Aregbesola and his structure, saying they don't want Aregbesola.
Yes.
They don't want Oyetola.
Yes. Some people still wanted Ambode. Well, I mean, we'll be deceiving ourselves to feel some people doesn't want Ambode when he was removed. Some people wanted him. Some people don't. And
so the grievance is that Oyetola has not performed well.
Yeah. As far there are various levels of measurement of what constitutes your choice for leadership. You cannot have somebody who feels and all his ESCO members, in the majority, will come out and say bad things about you. Politics is about interest. If you feel your interest is not well serviced somewhere, you go somewhere. In the history of Osun, and politics, let me say in the Southwest, I might not know the whole of Nigeria, nobody can take away from the fact that till today, the most popular politician in Osun is Ogbeni Aregbesola. There is nowhere he will step his feet that will not become instant rally. And if such a person could be disparaged for 3 years and is still as popular as this, he has the right now. It will be treason for him to have wanted to remove the governor before now.
So this is also personal for Aregbesola that he's been disparaged.
I mean, it's obvious.
He's not been reckoned with by the governor.
Anybody that has anything to do with Ogbeni, that says any good thing about Ogbeni, that's Aregbesola, in Osun, becomes the enemy of the sitting government. So we can't continue that way.
Since you're here and you're an ally and you work for the minister.
Yeah, and I was.
Can you confirm the reason why they fell out?
I met with the governor, the sitting governor, because we were all in the cabinet for 8 years. I wonder what could create this enmity. It's unexplainable. There is till today. I challenge anybody to come out with what actually started any issue in Osun.
Could it be that the rumor we're hearing within your rank that it's because of split of funds and all of that? Those are allegations and those are rumors that we're hearing.
No, that rumor does not exist. I'm sure nobody's alleging.
I'm very sure you have read it.
No. Maybe you are just telling me that.
So maybe if you are not read it, maybe it's new to your ears.
It's new to my ear because I even posted.
But there are some interest that are not being serviced, and that is the reason why they fell out.
That cannot even be an issue because I personally asked the governor, is the former governor demanding money from you? You know,
what was his response?
And he said, no, that I know that Ogbeni is a Spartan man. He doesn't believe in laws. He doesn't live any luxurious life that requires any service.
What was the reason?
Even when I asked the governor, he said it was like.
Have you asked the minister?
I'm in between the two of them. I did not know any of them.
So you don't know what has caused it?
The governor himself does not know.
All right,
let
me ask the senator, maybe he knows because he's a leader of the party too. I'd like you to respond to what Mr. Ilori has said, and perhaps if you can tell us tonight, what is the cause of the godfather and the godson, in this sense, political godfather and political son, were falling apart just in less than 4 years?
Unfortunately, Shew, I'm a very serious-minded person. I don't respond to what I consider to be shenanigans. The issue of governance has gone beyond issue of whether somebody's personal interest is taken into cognizance or not. When the person is elected to be governor, by Section 5 of the Constitution, is vested with the executive power of the state, and in that regard, is entitled to rule the state in accordance with the law. So if, as he has said, the issue between the governor and his minister, which incidentally is also my leader, is about personal interest, I don't want to comment on it. What I know is that as Ajibola Bashiru and as a bona fide politician in Osun, I don't know the polling units where Bola Ilori registered in Osun. I don't know which branch of the 30 local governments Bola Ilori is doing in Osun. I don't know whether in the primary we are going to do on Saturday, by the grace of God, which ward Bola Ilori will vote on that day. So I want to say that as a major stakeholder in Osun, our leadership under the leadership of our Baba Bisi Akande, who is the head of our Aregbesola, of which I'm a member, and of which I know Bola Ilori is not a member. We have had our discussion and we have had our meeting, and we have decided that Oyetola would be re-elected as the governor of Osun. The 9 federal constituencies in Osun, of which I don't know which one Bola Ilori belongs to, has also had endorsement rally of stakeholders. As of yesterday, I was in the residence of Baba Bisi Akande in Ila, where the stakeholders comprising of leaders, ESCO members, and unit ESCO of our party in Ila, Ifedayo, Boluwaduro, endorsed the governor for second term, and they are ready and willing to work. I will not go into any argument whether somebody is the most popular politician either in the world or in Osun or anywhere. But I know is that there will be a democratic
If I may ask you,
on Saturday
as part of the issue raised by Mr. Ilori, he asked a question. He said that based on performance, and one of the things that he said, that deviation of the party's plan based on what happened in Lagos, and that is the reason why the minister is not supporting Governor Oyetola for a second term. Can you tell us, can you react to that?
I'm not a spokesperson of the minister, and I've not discussed that with him. But if his allusion is to Lagos, you see, in Lagos, there was a democratic primary that ousted Governor Ambode, whom I have very fond memory of as an astute administrator. There will be a primary on Saturday. Let the party in Osun decide who carry the banner. There's no issue about making analogy between Lagos and Osun in this regard. There is a primary. It will be after the fact for us to know whether the preference of our leader, the minister, will carry the day, or our preference as people who are politicians, who are on ground in Osun, will carry the day. So for me, there's no reason.
Let me allow Mr. Ilori to come back. I'd like you to respond to. It does look like your audio was not up when he was speaking, and you wanted to respond.
Okay,
go ahead, please.
My own response to him is this: the same Senator Bashiru that is speaking today was in Ondo for elections. I could not remember his federal constituency where he registered that he was also active in Ondo politics. We've been together for ages. And we've been around the West and around most part of Nigeria doing what we are doing now. So he cannot say, because where is Ilori voting? Where was he voting in Ondo? But that is not even the matter for now. The question you asked is what I've answered, is to say that you asked what led to the issue. And I'm answering you that everybody is as surprised as you are to it. It's just more of sheer bitterness that we could not even explain. Nobody is saying, I mean, I agree with him, like I told you, that democracy is about people having choice. You have the right to want to change anybody you don't like. Ogbeni Aregbesola does not like, and he's not pretending to be a lover of the current governor.
Let's wrap up.
He has the opportunity of changing
the
him
solution.
now. It's a democratic
Yeah, he's
right.
raised a point, and I like Senator Basiru Ajibola also to wrap up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
He's raised a point that, look, wait for the primaries to be able to stamp your feet whether or not you're popular or not. The big question mark in that is whether or not your candidate is popular, will be popular enough to get the party's ticket.
I want to assure you, if election is conducted free and fair, because that's where the issue is, the man who is contesting, because that's another major issue the party may have to face after the primaries. The man who is contesting the election as the current governor is part of the caretaker committee that is organizing the election. A man being a judge in his case is a very serious issue that I'm sure will still be addressed at the appropriate time. If election is conducted free and fair, the governor stands no chance. All right,
because we need to wrap up. Senator, your final word. When the election or the primary is conducted, does Governor Oyetola stand a chance? Before he said, look, the matter is that you can't be judged in your own matter. The issue of principle of natural justice.
My final word is I'm laughing at Bola Ilori. Their aspirant will be defeated flatly in the free and fair contest on Saturday. And he can take it to the bank. Oyetola is the candidate to beat, not only in the primary, but in the general election. So whatever anybody feels about him, whether their personal interest is what is involved, is not our concern. Our concern is the acceptability by the majority of Osun people. So I won't go into banalities of somebody. Democracy is about the people. It's not about personal, about an individual. So that is my take.
Because you're a lawyer, and I raised something with you now, the issue, principle of natural justice. Can someone be a judge in his own matter?
Natural justice is not applicable. It shows that he's not a lawyer. Nemo judex in Kosasua is only applied when you're exercising judicial or quasi-judicial function. Administrative function is not what is done. But I don't want to go to that debate. I know after they lose on Saturday, they will go to court. So I don't want to start. I don't want to start talking. I don't want to start. I don't want to start. I don't want to start talking.
Of course, adjudicate on such a matter.
You will go to court after you lose. After you lose on Saturday, you go to court. So I don't want to engage in such matter for now.
We are defeating you guys. Take that to bank too.
All right, gentlemen, we need to wrap up now because we need to move into yet another segment that we have. But I must thank you, Senator Ajibola Basiru. Always very, very strong on whatever he believes in. Of course, I've known you also. You're always very strong on the principles that you believe in. Thank you so much, gentlemen. On Saturday, maybe after Saturday, we'll be able to get to know where you stand, whether you're a candidate or his own candidate. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. Bola Ilori, special advisor to the Minister of Interior, and Senator Ajibola Basiru, obviously supporting Governor Oyetola in this election, sitting senator of Osun State. We take a break, everyone. And when we come back, the big question is the power of the EFCC plan to be whittled and by some legislation. Don't forget, NFIU was removed under the EFCC. There is another legislation in the wings. Chile Okoroma, Daniel Buala, both of them will be joining us tonight to dissect the issues, implications of the proposed bill on the EFCC. Stay with us. We'll be right back.